Life often presents gifts that appear harmless, even thoughtful, but in reality, they may carry subtle influences that affect one's mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall well-being. Many people accept gifts without consideration, assuming that generosity always equates to positivity. However, according to ancient Buddhist wisdom, every object carries an energy shaped by the giver's intention, emotional state, and unresolved karma. Accepting gifts without discernment can introduce disturbances that are not immediately visible but gradually manifest in daily life. These gifts can create subtle stress, influence decisions unconsciously, and even impact relationships by shifting your energy in ways you may not notice. Understanding the hidden implications behind seemingly simple gestures is essential for anyone seeking to maintain harmony, balance, and clarity in life. It is not about rejecting kindness, but about consciously selecting which offerings support your well-being and which may introduce unintended burdens. The influence of a gift is not measured by its monetary value or size, but by the energy it carries and the relationship dynamics surrounding it. A gift from someone whose intentions are unclear or conflicted can weigh on the mind, subtly directing attention toward obligation or anxiety. Over time, these small, unexamined influences accumulate, shaping patterns of stress, indecision, or emotional fatigue. Even gifts from friends or relatives, when tied to past tensions or subtle expectations, may introduce an energy that conflicts with one's inner peace. When accepting a gift, one must consider whether it aligns with personal values, nurtures positivity, and preserves autonomy. The first consideration involves emotional attachment. Some gifts create a sense of obligation or indebtedness, even unintentionally. A beautifully wrapped item, an extravagant gesture, or a seemingly thoughtful present may bring a polite smile, but also carry hidden pressure to reciprocate or conform to expectations. The mental energy expended to navigate this implicit obligation can accumulate over time, creating subtle anxiety or distraction. When the mind becomes entangled in these obligations, clarity diminishes, decision-making slows, and emotional balance is challenged. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of non-attachment, not as a rejection of generosity, but as a protection of the self from mental entanglements. By practicing mindful acceptance, one maintains independence and preserves a space of internal calm. Gifts that remind one of unresolved conflicts or past tensions are another subtle source of disruption. Even objects that seem neutral may carry emotional imprints from prior experiences. A gift given in the context of strained relationships, unspoken disagreements, or lingering resentment can act as a trigger, evoking subconscious stress or recollections of discord. These influences are rarely immediate or overt, but can subtly affect mood, focus, and interpersonal interactions. Mindfulness in accepting gifts involves an awareness of such hidden histories, allowing individuals to discern whether an object supports personal peace or may introduce unnecessary tension. Gifts offered with subtle expectations of control or influence carry their own challenges. Not all generosity is unconditional. In some cases, presents may be intended to create subtle alignment or to shape behavior. Accepting such items without reflection allows the giver's energy to influence your choices and priorities unconsciously. Over time, this can erode autonomy and shift attention away from personal goals. By observing the intention behind an offering and its potential effects, one maintains alignment with one's values and life path. Even objects intended as joyful or entertaining may distract from personal growth if they encourage attachment or excessive focus on materiality. A bright, attractive item can draw attention away from inner development, fostering desire or worry about possession, loss, or comparison. Awareness and discernment help maintain focus on practices that nurture emotional and spiritual clarity, rather than attachments that may complicate life. Certain gifts may carry symbolic energy or resonate with unresolved emotions, even if the giver is unaware. Objects associated with anger, jealousy, misfortune, or negative experiences may transmit subtle vibrations. These energies can manifest as fatigue, irritability, or unexpected conflicts. Being attentive to the origins and associations of gifts allows one to protect personal energy and preserve harmony. The art of mindful acceptance emphasizes conscious engagement with daily interactions. Accepting gifts thoughtfully does not mean rejecting kindness, but evaluating whether each offering contributes positively to one's mental, emotional, and spiritual environment. Small daily decisions, repeated over time, create a cumulative effect that either supports clarity and peace or gradually introduces distraction and tension. Through observation, reflection, and intentional choice, one can maintain a balanced state, ensuring that interactions with others remain constructive and energetically healthy. In practical terms, this involves pausing before accepting any gift, sensing its emotional impact, and reflecting on its alignment with personal values. Sometimes, polite refusal is the healthiest choice, preserving inner calm and independence. These practices reinforce awareness of one's boundaries, helping prevent subtle disruptions from accumulating unnoticed. Beyond the personal impact, mindful gift acceptance also shapes relationships. When gifts are received consciously, interactions become more authentic. Individuals are not responding out of obligation, guilt, or hidden pressure, but from genuine engagement. This reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings, resentment, or emotional fatigue that can strain connections over time. Maintaining this clarity allows both giver and receiver to interact in ways that are mutually nourishing rather than energetically taxing. Furthermore, conscious acceptance cultivates a heightened sense of presence and appreciation. By observing the subtle energies associated with each offering, one learns to recognize generosity in its true form and respond with aligned intention. The ability to distinguish between supportive and potentially disruptive gifts strengthens emotional intelligence and personal resilience. The cumulative effect of these small but consistent practices is significant. Over weeks, months, and years, mindful gift acceptance protects mental clarity, stabilizes emotional patterns, and safeguards spiritual focus. Individuals find themselves less entangled in external pressures, more aligned with personal goals, and better able to sustain a state of inner harmony. Ultimately, gifts are not merely physical objects, but carriers of intention, energy, and subtle influence. Learning to navigate the landscape of giving and receiving with awareness is a foundational skill for anyone seeking balanced living, emotional stability, and spiritual growth. By integrating these practices into daily life, individuals ensure that generosity strengthens rather than disrupts, that interactions nurture rather than burden, and that each choice supports clarity, peace, and well-being. Mindful acceptance transforms ordinary exchanges into opportunities for conscious living, allowing the recipient to preserve autonomy, protect their energy, and maintain a harmonious inner environment while engaging authentically with the world around them. Even after recognizing the subtle energies and intentions behind gifts, daily life continues to challenge our awareness. Not all objects or offerings are clearly positive or negative at first glance, and the energy they carry may be so subtle that it only becomes apparent over time. Gifts that initially seem harmless can slowly influence mood, decision-making, and even long-term well-being. For example, a decorative item, a trinket, or a simple token may appear innocuous. But if given with unresolved emotions, envy, or expectations, it can subtly shift your energy. Awareness allows you to notice these shifts before they become burdensome, protecting both mental clarity and emotional equilibrium. Beyond objects, gifts often reflect the emotional state and karmic patterns of the giver. Someone carrying stress, anger, or attachment issues may unconsciously imprint these vibrations into the items they offer. Accepting such a gift without discernment creates a resonance between the giver's energy and your own, which can manifest as fatigue, subtle irritability, or recurring negative thoughts. Being conscious of this energetic exchange is not about rejecting generosity. Rather, it ensures that your personal energy remains aligned with clarity and purpose. Another dimension involves understanding societal or cultural influences on gift giving. Certain items may carry symbolic meanings or reinforce patterns of attachment, pride, or expectation. A gift intended as a compliment might inadvertently trigger comparison, jealousy, or competition, even if the giver had no conscious intention to create tension. Recognizing the potential psychological impact of a gift helps maintain focus on one's own values and emotional state. The key principle is mindfulness. Mindful acceptance does not require rejection of every offering, but encourages a deliberate pause before receiving, reflecting on the nature of the gift, its origin, and potential influence. A simple question such as, Does this support my peace and balance, or does it carry hidden obligations? Can guide decisions. In doing so, you cultivate both self-awareness and energetic discernment. Gifts that bring joy and positivity amplify mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual harmony. When a gift aligns with your values, nurtures generosity, or supports growth, accepting it reinforces a positive cycle of energy. Gratitude in this context strengthens relationships and maintains harmony while preserving personal integrity. Conversely, gifts that carry subtle burden, obligation, or unresolved energy may slowly erode these qualities. For instance, an extravagant present from someone with unspoken expectations can create mental tension that lingers beyond the moment. Over time, such patterns affect emotional resilience, reduce autonomy, and subtly influence decisions in ways that feel automatic rather than conscious. Understanding this dynamic allows for proactive measures. Sometimes, politely declining a gift or reframing its meaning ensures that only positive, supportive energy is incorporated into your life. This practice fosters independence, mental clarity, and emotional stability without compromising social grace. Moreover, recurring exposure to energy-laden gifts can create patterns that extend beyond the moment. For example, repeatedly accepting objects from individuals carrying stress or subtle manipulation may normalize the influence of external pressures, making one more susceptible to distraction or emotional turbulence. Recognizing and adjusting these patterns is essential for maintaining long-term equilibrium. Awareness also extends to digital or symbolic gifts. In modern life, not all gifts are physical. Emails, messages, or digital tokens can carry emotional weight or intention. Mindful discernment applies equally to these non-physical exchanges, as they influence attention, stress, and focus. Another subtle aspect is the interplay between gratitude and autonomy. While gratitude strengthens social bonds and encourages positive energy exchange, excessive indebtedness or obligation can compromise personal clarity. Mindfulness in accepting gifts ensures that gratitude arises naturally without introducing subtle stress or dependency. This practice reinforces alignment between intention and reception, promoting a harmonious energetic exchange. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role in navigating these dynamics. By observing internal reactions to gifts, such as discomfort, irritation, or unconscious desire, one can identify potential misalignments with personal energy. Reflection on these reactions informs conscious acceptance or gentle refusal. Furthermore, the cumulative effect of mindful gift reception influences broader life patterns. Accepting positive, supportive gifts while discerning against those that carry subtle burden cultivates resilience, independence, and emotional balance over time. The mind learns to recognize supportive patterns, enhancing decision-making, focus, and mental clarity. Even small daily choices, when repeated consistently, shape long-term well-being. Social interactions also benefit. Mindful acceptance fosters authentic engagement. Interactions are guided by awareness rather than obligation, allowing relationships to evolve on a foundation of mutual respect, clarity, and positive energy. By consistently practicing discernment, you preserve your inner space, reducing stress, distraction, and unconscious influence from others. The principle extends to gift exchanges within families, workplaces, and social circles. Objects offered with unconscious expectation or emotional baggage can introduce subtle conflicts. Mindful evaluation ensures that the energy you accept aligns with your personal harmony rather than external pressures. In essence, gifts are energetic instruments, not merely physical items. Their influence reflects both the giver's intention and the receiver's awareness. Through mindful attention, reflection, and conscious acceptance, one can navigate these exchanges with wisdom, ensuring that only supportive energy enters daily life. This practice protects mental clarity, fosters emotional stability, and maintains spiritual alignment. Importantly, mindfulness in gift acceptance cultivates a refined awareness of subtle energies, both seen and unseen. By observing responses, sensations, and shifts in attention, one develops the capacity to maintain equilibrium in a complex social and emotional environment. Over time, this discernment strengthens resilience, independence, and the ability to engage with the world without unnecessary interference. Every decision regarding acceptance becomes an act of self-care and energetic protection, reinforcing a life of clarity, harmony, and conscious living. This approach transforms ordinary social interactions into opportunities for mindfulness and growth. By integrating these principles into daily life, one ensures that gifts and offerings amplify positivity rather than introduce subtle burdens, preserving focus, balance, and well-being across all areas of life. The practice of conscious acceptance, repeated consistently, builds not only mental and emotional fortitude, but also fosters a deep sense of inner peace and alignment with personal values. This foundation prepares the mind and heart to navigate future interactions, allowing clarity, harmony, and authentic engagement to persist over the long term, creating a life enriched with balance and mindful presence. Building on the awareness of subtle energies and gifts, it becomes clear that maintaining clarity and balance requires ongoing attentiveness in daily life. Each interaction, each offering, and each social exchange can carry hidden patterns that influence emotional and mental equilibrium. Gifts, though often small and seemingly insignificant, act as vessels for intentions, emotions, and unresolved dynamics from the giver. Recognizing this allows for a proactive approach, ensuring that only supportive energy is incorporated into personal space. One of the most essential aspects is learning to trust internal signals. Subtle discomfort, hesitation, or a sense of heaviness when receiving an item can indicate underlying energies that may not align with personal well-being. These instincts serve as early warnings, allowing individuals to pause and reflect before acceptance. Trusting these internal cues preserves mental clarity and prevents inadvertent entanglement in obligations, emotional debt, or unresolved karma. Beyond instinct, conscious reflection provides clarity on the potential impact of a gift. Considering questions such as whether the item promotes positivity, supports personal growth, or encourages attachment helps determine whether to accept or politely decline. This practice transforms everyday exchanges into mindful decisions that reinforce inner balance rather than undermine it. Gifts that initially appear innocuous may subtly influence behaviors, thoughts, or emotions over time. For example, a decorative object meant to please may gradually occupy mental space, fostering unconscious attachment or distraction. By evaluating the purpose and resonance of each offering, one ensures that mental and emotional energy remains directed toward meaningful goals, personal growth, and harmonious relationships. Another key factor involves understanding the intentions behind gifts. Not all generosity is free of influence. Gifts can carry subtle expectations, whether conscious or unconscious, that impact behavior. A lavish present may create pressure to reciprocate or align with the giver's desires. Even without overt demand, these influences shape decisions, priorities, and energy distribution. Mindful discernment allows one to maintain autonomy while still participating in social exchanges gracefully and respectfully. Emotional energy is another crucial consideration. Accepting gifts from individuals with unresolved anger, jealousy, or other strong emotions can transfer subtle vibrations into the recipient's space. These effects may manifest as increased irritability, minor conflicts, or recurring mental fatigue. Being aware of the giver's emotional state and the potential imprint of the gift ensures that personal energy is preserved and aligned with clarity and calm. In modern life, gifts extend beyond physical objects. Digital messages, virtual tokens, and symbolic gestures carry similar potential for energy transfer. Emails expressing expectations, digital rewards, or even symbolic online gifts can influence focus, stress, or unconscious responsiveness. The principles of mindful acceptance apply equally to these non-physical exchanges, as awareness ensures that energy entering daily life supports rather than undermines balance. Integrating these practices consistently strengthens emotional resilience. Over time, discerning acceptance of gifts reinforces patterns of independence, thoughtful engagement, and emotional stability. Individuals become adept at navigating complex social landscapes without being unconsciously influenced or burdened by the expectations and energies of others. The benefits extend to relationships, which flourish when interactions are guided by conscious engagement rather than obligation or hidden pressure. Mindful gift reception fosters authenticity, as both giver and receiver participate in a flow of positive energy, reducing misunderstandings, stress, and subtle conflict. Moreover, conscious discernment cultivates gratitude without attachment. Appreciating generosity while maintaining boundaries ensures that social exchanges remain supportive and harmonious. Gratitude reinforces positive relationships, encourages kindness, and strengthens emotional intelligence, all while preserving personal autonomy and mental clarity. Cumulative effects of these mindful practices are significant. Individuals who consistently observe the energies of gifts, reflect on their impact, and accept only those aligned with personal values build a robust framework for emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. These patterns support clarity in decision-making, stability in emotional responses, and focus on personal goals and spiritual growth. Beyond personal energy, this approach impacts overall life trajectory. Accepting supportive gifts while discerning against potentially disruptive ones reinforces habits of awareness, patience, and intentionality. Such consistent practice ensures that interactions enhance, rather than diminish vitality, focus, and harmonious living. Subtle influences from gifts may affect not only emotional and mental states, but also physical well-being. Stress, even minor or unnoticed, can accumulate over time, affecting sleep, energy levels, and overall health. Mindful acceptance helps prevent the gradual erosion of resilience and vitality, reinforcing holistic well-being across mind, body, and spirit. Additionally, conscious engagement in gift exchanges encourages reflection on one's values and priorities. By observing the resonance of each offering, individuals clarify what aligns with their life path, spiritual objectives, and emotional equilibrium. This awareness informs choices not only in accepting gifts, but also in broader decisions, creating a life guided by intentionality and inner alignment. Mindful gift acceptance cultivates an enhanced awareness of subtle social dynamics. Recognizing the underlying intentions, emotional imprints, and energetic vibrations of offerings sharpens social perception, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal sensitivity. This skill allows for authentic, balanced engagement with others while safeguarding personal energy. Over time, repeated practice reinforces autonomy and conscious living. Individuals develop a resilient mental framework that allows them to navigate complex social environments with clarity, discernment, and harmony. Acceptance or polite refusal of gifts becomes a tool for maintaining equilibrium rather than a source of tension. Ultimately, gifts are more than material objects. They are conduits for intention, energy, and relational dynamics. By applying mindfulness, reflection, and conscious discernment, one can ensure that each exchange supports mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual alignment. The practices developed through this awareness create a life in which daily interactions nurture well-being, preserve autonomy, and enhance harmonious engagement with the world. Through these principles, ordinary social exchanges become transformative opportunities for cultivating peace, focus, and aligned energy, building a foundation of clarity and resilience that sustains long-term personal and spiritual growth. As awareness of the subtle energies within gifts deepens, it becomes increasingly important to maintain consistent mindfulness in daily interactions. Gifts, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, can influence our mental, emotional, and spiritual states in ways that are not immediately apparent. Even a simple object, when given with underlying expectations, unresolved emotions, or subtle intentions, can introduce energy that impacts focus, clarity, and overall balance. Recognizing the cumulative effect of these exchanges allows for greater autonomy and preserves harmony in everyday life. Observing the origin of a gift is critical. Objects from individuals with strong unresolved emotions, whether jealousy, anger, or past tension, may carry energy that subtly affects the recipient. Accepting these gifts without discernment can manifest as subtle fatigue, irritability, or recurring stress. Being mindful of the giver's emotional state and the potential energetic imprint ensures that personal energy is maintained and protected. Similarly, gifts that appear lavish or extraordinary can sometimes create unconscious obligations or expectations. While socially they may seem generous, these items can place subtle pressure on the recipient to respond, reciprocate, or align with the giver's desires. This pressure may not be overt, but it slowly accumulates, influencing decision-making, focus, and even long-term emotional patterns. Developing a practice of reflection before accepting gifts allows one to preserve clarity, maintain independence, and cultivate conscious engagement in relationships. Beyond objects themselves, Symbolic gifts or cultural tokens may carry additional layers of influence. Some items may represent status, achievement, or comparison, subtly shifting attention and mental energy towards social evaluation rather than inner growth. Awareness of these dynamics is essential in maintaining emotional equilibrium. Mindful discernment does not require rejecting generosity. Rather, it emphasizes intentional acceptance aligned with personal well-being and harmony. Gifts that nurture, inspire, or support growth amplify positive energy. When an offering aligns with personal values and contributes to emotional, mental, or spiritual balance, it reinforces well-being, fosters gratitude, and strengthens relationships. Cultivating discernment ensures that every interaction contributes constructively to one's energy and life path. On the other hand, gifts carrying hidden obligations, emotional baggage, or subtle manipulation may create long-term energetic patterns that affect mental clarity, emotional stability, and relational dynamics. Recognizing these patterns early prevents unconscious entanglement, preserving autonomy and inner peace. In the digital age, gifts extend beyond tangible objects. Emails, virtual tokens, or symbolic digital gestures can carry intention and emotional energy. Mindful evaluation applies equally to these forms, ensuring that energy entering daily life supports focus, balance, and clarity, rather than distraction or subtle stress. Emotional intelligence is a vital component in navigating these exchanges. Observing internal reactions, discomfort, hesitation, or emotional shifts, provides insight into whether an offering is supportive or potentially disruptive. This awareness allows for thoughtful acceptance or polite refusal, reinforcing personal boundaries and energetic clarity. Moreover, the cumulative effect of mindful gift reception extends beyond the immediate moment. Over weeks and months, consistently choosing offerings that align with values and decline those that carry subtle burden strengthens resilience, emotional stability, and focus. Relationships also benefit from this approach. Interactions guided by conscious acceptance foster authenticity, reduce misunderstanding, and cultivate mutual respect. Both giver and receiver engage in positive energetic exchange, minimizing stress and enhancing harmony. Mindful gift acceptance also encourages the development of gratitude without attachment. By appreciating generosity while maintaining autonomy, one fosters a balanced emotional state that strengthens interpersonal bonds while preserving personal clarity. Practicing consistent discernment in gifts gradually shapes life patterns, enhancing decision-making, focus, and alignment with personal goals. Awareness of subtle influences ensures that daily interactions reinforce well-being, rather than introducing cumulative stress or distraction. Physical well-being can also be influenced. Subtle stress or energetic imbalance from gifts can affect sleep, energy levels, and overall vitality over time. Mindful engagement prevents these effects, supporting holistic health in mind, body, and spirit. Reflection on the value and energy of gifts encourages alignment with broader life goals and spiritual development. Recognizing which items nurture growth and which may subtly detract from balance allows for conscious living that prioritizes mental clarity, emotional equilibrium, and spiritual harmony. Furthermore, this practice enhances awareness of subtle social dynamics. By perceiving intentions, emotional imprints, and energy patterns in exchanges, one cultivates emotional intelligence and social acumen. This allows for authentic, balanced engagement while safeguarding personal energy. Over time, disciplined mindfulness in accepting gifts develops a resilient mental framework. One navigates complex social landscapes with clarity and intentionality, ensuring that every interaction supports growth, harmony, and energetic alignment. Acceptance or polite refusal of gifts transforms from a social formality into a conscious practice that reinforces personal and spiritual well-being. Ultimately, gifts function as channels of intention, energy, and relational influence. Through continuous mindfulness, reflective evaluation, and intentional acceptance, one ensures that these exchanges nurture mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual alignment. Integrating these principles consistently cultivates a life in which interactions reinforce focus, harmony, and positive energy, establishing a foundation for long-term resilience, clarity, and conscious living. By understanding and practicing mindful gift acceptance, individuals preserve autonomy, maintain emotional equilibrium, and enhance their ability to engage authentically with the world. This practice ensures that ordinary exchanges are transformed into opportunities for awareness, growth, and positive energy flow, creating a life characterized by inner calm, balance, and mindful presence. Continuing from the understanding of mindful gift acceptance, it becomes clear that the final step in cultivating balance, clarity, and resilience lies in consistent practice. Every interaction, every offering, and every social exchange contributes to the subtle, energetic landscape of one's life. While previous parts explored awareness, reflection, and discernment, this final section emphasizes integration, habitual mindfulness, and applying these principles in a practical, sustainable way. Recognizing that gifts carry intention, emotional residue, and karmic patterns allows one to consciously shape interactions that reinforce well-being. Developing a habitual practice of mindful evaluation ensures that daily exchanges contribute positively to mental, emotional, and spiritual health. For instance, when offered an item, whether physical or symbolic, one can pause and sense the energetic resonance of the gift. Does it evoke calm, positivity, or inspiration? Or does it introduce subtle tension, obligation, or distraction? These intuitive signals guide acceptance, aligning daily choices with personal values and inner harmony. Beyond the immediate moment, this practice strengthens resilience. Repeated mindful decisions create neural and emotional pathways that reinforce clarity, discernment, and inner stability. Individuals become adept at recognizing potential burdens, subtle obligations, or energetic misalignments before they manifest into stress or distraction. Over time, this cultivates a robust framework for navigating complex social landscapes with awareness and confidence. Emotional intelligence is deepened as well. By observing internal reactions to gifts, individuals become more attuned to their own energy, triggers, and preferences. This heightened self-awareness extends beyond gift reception into broader interpersonal dynamics, allowing for more authentic, balanced, and harmonious relationships. Social interactions transform from automatic responses to conscious engagements. Mindful acceptance also ensures that gratitude and appreciation remain authentic, free from attachment or unconscious obligation. Expressing thanks without allowing indebtedness or hidden pressure to influence decisions nurtures positive energy while preserving autonomy. This approach strengthens bonds, encourages generosity, and fosters a culture of authentic exchange. Additionally, consistent practice enhances focus and prioritization. By consciously evaluating which offerings align with personal goals, values, and spiritual objectives, one maintains mental clarity and emotional equilibrium. Distractions, subtle stressors, or unwanted obligations are minimized, allowing energy to be directed toward meaningful pursuits. Physical well-being is positively affected as well. Subtle stress from unexamined gifts, obligations, or relational tensions can influence sleep, energy levels, and overall vitality. Mindful discernment reduces these hidden stressors, promoting holistic health and sustained vitality over time. The cumulative effect of these practices is profound. Each thoughtful decision regarding gift reception reinforces patterns of independence, emotional stability, and conscious living. Habits of awareness, reflection, and alignment create a life in which social interactions, material exchanges, and symbolic gestures all contribute positively to personal energy and overall balance. Mindful gift acceptance also enhances spiritual growth. By consciously managing the energies one allows into daily life, individuals maintain alignment with personal values, cultivate inner calm, and strengthen the capacity for clarity, focus, and resilience. This practice supports not only personal development but also the broader capacity to engage with the world in a balanced and harmonious way. In modern life, these principles extend beyond physical objects. Digital messages, virtual tokens, and symbolic online interactions also carry intention and subtle energy. Applying mindfulness consistently across these domains ensures that both physical and non-physical exchanges nurture well-being rather than disrupt equilibrium. Furthermore, repeated practice builds confidence in setting boundaries. Individuals learn that declining gifts or reinterpreting their meaning is not rejection, but a method of self-care and energetic protection. By cultivating this discernment, one preserves autonomy while engaging authentically with social networks, family, and community. The final aspect emphasizes integration into daily life. Mindfulness, reflection, and conscious acceptance are most effective when consistently applied, becoming habitual patterns rather than sporadic practices. The subtle energies of gifts, interactions, and exchanges are then consistently aligned with personal well-being, reinforcing clarity, balance, and purposeful living. Over time, the benefits of these practices become evident not only in mental and emotional stability, but also in strengthened relationships, focused attention, and sustained spiritual growth. The ability to navigate social exchanges with awareness reduces unnecessary stress, enhances positivity, and fosters a life in which every interaction contributes to harmony and inner calm. Ultimately, gifts are more than objects. They are carriers of intention, emotional energy, and relational influence. Through consistent mindfulness, discernment, and intentional engagement, individuals ensure that every offering contributes constructively to life rather than introducing hidden burdens. This practice transforms ordinary social exchanges into opportunities for conscious living, self-care, and energetic protection. By integrating these principles fully into daily life, one establishes a framework in which mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual alignment are maintained, creating a life characterized by harmony, awareness, and mindful presence. The conscious acceptance of gifts becomes a model for how to engage with the world intentionally, preserving autonomy, protecting personal energy, and fostering relationships grounded in authenticity, positivity, and mutual respect. Through repeated practice, these habits cultivate resilience, clarity, and alignment, ensuring that life's daily exchanges reinforce well-being, focus, and purposeful engagement. In this way, every interaction, every offering, and every choice becomes an opportunity to maintain balance, nurture energy, and live a life guided by conscious intention, transforming the ordinary into a continuous practice of mindfulness, presence, and sustained harmony.